Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89. What you may have noticed, Strange New World Season 3 is a little bit delayed. It really should have premiered around April, and there's no word of that happening. And we're hearing now that there have been reshoots, like a year after they finished filming. Basically what they did was, since they didn't have a budget for that, because it's been over a year and people are trying to say, oh, they budgeted for that. Well, no, they didn't, because it wasn't planned and it's happened well after the fact. So basically they started season 4's filming early so they could get in and do the reshoots and sort of roll them into the next season, so it wouldn't cost as much, but it is going to cost money. It is going to affect the budgets for season 4. So basically what happened, and this is a bigger situation but it's part of that, basically Trump is suing CBS because they dared to tell the truth about him in certain circumstances and not, repeat like his version of things like they were supposed to. So he's suing them, and he's trying to put pressure on the FCC to stop the Skydance deal from going through to hurt Paramount, so they will pay him a bunch of money compensation to get away from him and get out of the court case. So how that has directly affected Star Trek is they're looking around at everything that could be considered woke, because the government is pushing, and the pressure he's putting on is for them to, the studios have to adhere to his new DEI laws, which basically means you're not allowed to have any and you have to be racist, which is what he's trying to make, all organisations be. And they've taken a look around, and the first thing, of course, they've seen is Star Trek Strange New Worlds is incredibly woke, as meant to be. Star Trek was woke from the beginning. Star Trek invented woke. Woke is not a bad thing. I'm woke. I'm proud to be woke. I was woke before woke was a thing. I was never asleep. Minorities, we don't have a chance. You don't have the chance to be asleep. It's the other people that, fall asleep and to be woke up. Okay, so I'm not saying woke is a bad thing and it shouldn't be woke, but what's happened is, because they are very woke, and not in an intelligent way like the original series was woke, in a really belligerent, dumb, SJW wanting attention sort of way, Strange New Worlds is woke. And they've taken a look at that and gone, no. And they've basically made them reshoot a bunch of scenes from episodes to change the stories and make them less woke. And of course, because they weren't smart enough to be using allegory and using pink polka dot people to use it as examples, because the way they deal with Star Trek in New Trek, they basically have made the Federation evil, and it's the same as today's government. So they're racist, they discriminate against people, they target immigrants and discriminate against immigrants, and all the things that we do now, the government does now. Instead of taking that and putting that in an alien race in a sci-fi setting and having us go in and say, you shouldn't do that, we did that, that was bad, here's a better way to do it, getting the message out through, mythology and allegory, they're directly just making the Federation the government of today and saying, you're wrong, look how woke we are, for SJW points. That's basically how Star Trek has operated since Discovery. And it doesn't work, because the message falls on deaf ears, because you're beating people over the head with it instead of allowing people to get it subliminally. It's not escaping anyone, and it's a real red flag for CBS, because they need to make sure that the FCC has nothing to use against them to stop the merger going through and the sellout or the buyout or whatever, however it is. And so they are literally reshooting Strange New Worlds, which is a huge artistic compromise. And the saddest thing really is that Kurtzman is fine with it. He just went ahead and did the reshoots. No one protested. No one said, I'm not coming to set. I'm not gonna basically reshoot this stuff and compromise our artistic integrity and put conservative messages into Star Trek. No, Kurtzman was just like, no, do it, because he's just there for the IP. He's just there to make money. He doesn't actually care about diversity and representation, all these things they preached about and bragged about. They were just doing that because they thought that would get them an audience. They thought that's what Star Trek was. That's what Star Trek fans wanted, because that's the only part of it that they could sort of understand. when that actually started to hurt the show because it was alienating, some more conservative people, and now they're having problems with the FCC and Trump and everything. Now there's just no issue. Just get rid of it. Just reshoot it. Just a complete lack of integrity, and it's just sad. And yeah, so that's what's been happening, and it's kind of shocking, and disappointing to realize that Star Trek has been compromised on every level now. They're not even holding to their woke ideals that were extreme, but at least in some way their heart was in the right place for some of the people. The rest, they were just, trying to capitalize off that and exploit that. But others actually meant it. But they're willing to compromise it in order to, keep the studios happy and Trump happy and make money. So it's pretty sad. I had to talk about it for a minute, but I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.